don't waste it.
Okay.
This is, to play for the country is the biggest honor you can have as anyone.
Yeah, okay. Okay, as a player, how some players would love to play for other countries. You grew up in England. You would want to play for England. Why did you choose Uganda?
I've got a sole purpose, and I believe in God, and I believe that God has given me the strength and the shield to be protected, to honor the sole purpose, which is me being the first ever royal to ever play for their country.
Okay.
Now, to give you a background, my father was the late Jimmy Mugenyi from Toro.
Yeah.
And he, being raised in England, he always made it clear to me that my home would be in Uganda.
Okay.
And that has been my sole purpose, to be able to give back and bring opportunities, bring sponsorships, bring something to the table. I'm in that position now, to not only play for the country, but to bring more.
Okay.
We can't, you can't expect anyone to want to play for this country more than me. I want this more than anyone.
Okay.
No one will ever be able to match my desire, because I want to bring success to this team.
Okay, I love the fact that you're so confident and you believe in yourself. But sometimes we look at age and say that, okay, keeper can go up to 40 or whatever, as long as you're fit and good enough. Gigi Buffon is actually almost 45,
yes,
but he's still playing football. Yes. So one would ask, how old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay.
But are you aware that wine gets better with age?
I know. I'm very sure. Even goalkeepers, they always get better, and defenders with age. For example, Maldini played up to 41.
Correct.
We had players like Ebele Costacata in Italy who played up to his 40s. And then Jens Lehmann, a keeper from Germany, and Oli Kahn played into their 40s. Same applies to Gigi Buffon and so many others. So a keeper at 31 is just actually is getting better. So, has FIFA ever reached out to you?
Yes, so the first contact that I had was from Mr. Fred Kajubakisitu, who's a goalkeeping coach.
Yeah.
And he expressed how important it is that he's noticed my desire, my talent alone. And I don't know if you realize, a lot of talent is lost abroad, because I'm born in England.
Yeah.
But we lose a lot of talent to other countries. So you will see other players with so much talent playing for opposite countries rather than coming back home and representing Uganda. So you look at the people like Kante, they play for France, and there's so many other talents, even the Benzemas, they come from different countries. But now what's happening in the UK a lot is you've got people like Wilfred Zaha, born there, playing for Ivory Coast. You've got a lot of boys who are now Ibires, all these, Joe Aribo. These are boys who I know who are now playing for their national teams, Nigeria national teams, Ivory Coast. So it's something that diaspora has highlighted, and why I'm here now with the APRM. It's a youth mobilization to bring people back to where they came from, to highlight the importance of where home is, you know.
Let's focus now on your football career. Where did you start your journey in terms of football?
So I was picked up by the Nike Academy. So Nike, the company, had a scouting mission to find the best talent in the UK. That led to me having trials with professional teams. I play currently semi-professional. I run and play for SE Dons as the captain. We're the biggest grassroots team in the whole world. So by highlighting grassroots football, which is the parks, where everyone starts, and being the best at it, we're able to bring a motivation to the youth. Uganda's got the most entrepreneurs in the world, young entrepreneurs, but where's the pathway, where's the motivation, where's the example that hard work, dedication gets you there? I'm here to be that person, to show you that you can start with football and build on. And the next part for me is that I'm going to earn the opportunity to play for the national team, where I can then bring more talent through from Uganda and then push them through. So it's an unselfish mission. I'm the first of many, and that's why I'm here.
Of course, many wouldn't want to play for Uganda. Many wouldn't want to represent the national teams. But George KAMURASI says he can do it. He wants to get his chance. And I know that people in Mengo, the FUFA, that's the Federation of Uganda Football Association, are watching TV. Hussein Masha, Honorable Magogo, the president of FUFA, and so many others. The goalkeeper is here. We've had issues. The rumor has it that Mitchell wanted to convince Onyango to return to international football. It's not a bad idea. But if we have a keeper in George coming out to say that I am here to deliver for my country, why not give him a chance? Anyway, but you did mention about in your conversation about your urge to bring back people in their countries, and I think that's a very brilliant idea. Just imagine if Africa had Pogba, N'Golo Kante,
we'd win a lot more competition.
Yeah, of course, Karim Benzema playing here, Kylian Mbappe coming back home would be the best on the continent in the world. But I'll put it to you: so many players have look at money. They want to go where they are paid too much money. We don't have money in Uganda. Why again would you want to play for us who don't have money?
It's a very simple question, and I'll explain why. As I explained to you, my background.
Yes.
My dad raised me on being very humble, and humility can take you a long way. Yeah. It's not about money. Okay. It's about purpose.
Yes.
And when I explained to you that my dad, we come from the background where he would say to me, even a king can scrub a floor. No one is above you. You're there to serve the people.
Yes.
You're not there to be looked upon as you're the big almighty. You're there to serve the people. And that's why I have to give praise to the High Commission in the UK and Sister Miriam, because there's a group of us, young Ugandans, there's a lot more than just me, who are in different fields, music, film, economics, all in the UK, who would like to come back, and unfortunately they couldn't make it here. But the High Commission saw us having a meal. We had a group of young Ugandans. It was formed by Daniel Kalua and Isaac from Daily Paper, who are successful Ugandans who believe that we must give back. So if we have that mentality now, and we can pass that on to the others, what does money have to do with it? To start off with, it's the intention.
Okay.
Good hearts always win.
Okay.
I must make that clear. So with this being said, yes, there is money in football. Yes, there is a lot of politics. But how about we simplify it and get to the main purpose, which is actually motivating people, because the youth need inspiration. Yeah. Without inspiration, we're all lacking. And the people who are going to change that dynamic is going to be the youth, which is why it's so important that we engage them now, so they see examples of people abroad, as well as we can start to build a community over here. Yeah. So George KAMURASI, Big G is only the first. Who's next?
Okay. Well, for me, I cannot but stop listening to you, because whatever you say is right. I mean, we've got to encourage the youth. We've got to inspire them. We've got to show them that there is, if you engage into this, there's life into it. And for me, my part is sport. We engage the youth into sports activities. Just look at so many stars who have come through the ranks, who come from poor families. Cristiano Ronaldo comes from Madeira. He's used to live up to have 1 meal a day. But a scout looks at him, encourages him. Now he's a superstar after 20 years of football. So for me, I think George is right. We all need to get back to ground zero and try to build our countries. And if you see a player wanting so much to play for the national team, to have his first cup or second cup for his country, you've got to give him a chance. So I am blessed that through Jagenda Semakula, we managed to get George KAMURASI, one of the Prince of Toro, if that's a word, and I'm glad to have him in the studio. But let's go back to football. We have keepers here who are also good. I mean, we have Chelsea Kwago, we had Watenga at the time. Onyango left the national team. He's a hero. Yeah, Onyango is a big man. Yeah, no, true.
What he's done for his country should never be underestimated. And to be the captain, the day I meet him, I'm going to really give him all the praise he deserves.
Yeah. So go ahead.
You almost make it, you started to mention names. You're saying name after name after name. Yes. But are you aware that iron sharpens iron, and diamonds are formed under pressure? So why should I not want more pressure? Tintin is a challenge. I'm not afraid of a challenge.
Okay.
So you give me a challenge, I rise up to it. I'm here to fight.
Yes.
And that's what this country is built on. People rising to the top through hard work.
Yes.
This is not a joke or a game to me.
No, I agree with you. You need to fight for that number one jersey. Anyway, but going back into football, I know, and I'm very much aware that but you would love to be part of this. You would love to be to step into Onyango's boots. They are big to fill, but you have a big heart that you can fill the boots Onyango left. I will tell you, George, we've lost several key players through retirement. We lost Hassan Wasamawanda. We lost midfield maestro Tony Maweje, who gave us almost 15 years of his career, or 20 for the national team. We lost Dennis Masindo Onyango through retirement, who has been exceptional throughout his career, from Sundowns at the national team, and has been a good custodian and servant for the national team. And if you talk about discipline, I like the fact that you talk about discipline, hard work, because Onyango has worked hard to be where he is. So we are looking at a young team. We are looking at how can we build another national team that can take us for the next 10 years. If we have you in the team, maybe I haven't watched you play. I can't say that you are bad or you are good, but what I can assure you is the confidence you have. What makes a player, first and foremost, is the confidence that even if I'm not good enough, I'm Jamie Gallagher, I can defend against the best in the world. Yes, Jamie Gallagher. What am I saw an interview he said that I'm not a Sami Hupia, I'm not a Paul Maldini, yes, but I can defend. Yes. So, but that attitude, I'll give you players whose attitude I've actually made them, from Wes Brown to Jamie Gallagher to players like Kolo Toure. They were not the best of defenders, but the character made them who they were. And I like it when you say that we need to work hard. This country is all about working hard. So, if you're given a chance to come into the national team, what do you think you come with? Do you come with experience? Do you come with exposure? What do you come with the national team? What do you bring?
It's a very good question, but I think that one of the biggest mistakes I could actually say to you is I'm here to step into somebody else's shoes. That's not it.
Okay.
I'm here to represent Uganda.
No one to step in somebody's shoes.
The point, the reason why I say that is,
yes,
if you try to be somebody that you're not, you're never authentic. Yes. I'm authentic, I'm myself. Yes. That's why they call me Big G. Okay. I'm me. So the point I was going to make is, what do I bring? I bring, number one, that this diaspora is an example of more people to come back home.
Yeah.
Number two, exposure, 100%, because again, I come with a brand, and it's SE Dons, it's grassroots football, it's the message of being somebody from a background in Toro and Uganda coming back home. If that's not supposed to be, then I don't know. But I believe in God as well, and that's a big backbone. And in all honesty, Ruhanga Kozere Munu Munu Munu. He's worked very hard to get me here.
The pictures are two there on the screen. Yeah. There's Denson Onyango and George. And I'm glad that you have sat here and said Onyango is a hero, is a national hero. You know, it's very hard for another player to appreciate the other player. They always say that, but I'm better than so and so. Ibrahimovic plays for AC Milan. I said that, who is Messi, who is Ronaldo? I'm Zlatan. I'm better than everybody. So, but when you come out and say he's a hero, that's very good to respect a legend who has made it.
How can I compare myself to a national hero without playing one game? What I can tell you is I understand the opportunity, and I understand how big an honor it is to play for Uganda. It has been my dream. And the best thing I can tell you is, with the opportunity, it won't be wasted. Okay. That's the biggest thing. And the people will understand how much it means to me, because this is once in a lifetime opportunity, and I won't take it lightly.
Okay. Ugandans are so much into European football. They associate with several clubs and players. Have you personally interacted with any of these clubs and players?
Yes. So I'm in contact with Bevis
Mugabe.
There you go.
Yes.
He's a superstar in the making. When we speak about that, how it feels, the honor, just putting on the shirt alone, let alone walking out there and playing for the country.
Yeah.
And he's somebody, again, part of the diaspora, who has come back and ensured that he has come to represent his country.
Yeah.
But not only that, you know, I train with a lot of professionals, people like Jermaine Defoe, I've trained with Jordan Pickford in the England team. I've trained with young talents like Charlie Patino, who are coming through Arsenal's team now. The Aaron Lennons. So I'm also in contact with a lot of professionals who, for example, are giving me the advice to get me to the top level because they've all played at the top level.
Okay. I like the fact that you talked to Bevis. When we lost Ibra Sekaja and Andemus at retirement, we said, now who's going to play for us again? We have had a combination of Ibra Sekaja, Batabaire and Andemus for quite some time. Now they're out. Now in comes Bevis Mugabe, who plays absolutely aware that he's a big player who can actually, who's a threat to any striker. I would tell you, we have not considered more than 2 goals in a game when Bevis has played, because he gives that presence of a good defender and of course the experience and exposure. So if you mentioned him, then I give you kudos for that. But from your experience in a country that has invested so much into talent at football, what do you think Uganda needs to do to produce the likes of John Terry, Frank Lampard, Paul Maldini? What do you think Uganda should do to get such players?
It's a very good question. Investment in grassroots football is the first thing, and that means playing facilities. For any talent to come through, they need to be able to train in the best possible places, and they need to have the best coaching. This is a question that everyone around the world is trying to answer, let alone Uganda. But for a country like Uganda to really progress, we need AstroTurf pitches. We need coaches from all over the world. We also need our own coaches to go out and experience and bring that knowledge back, because that's what all the best teams in the world do. You think the Spanish don't have players that play in the Premier League, or they all play in La Liga? No, they send them out there, they bring them back. The Belgians, they have the Kevin De Bruyne's, they go there, they come back. I speak to people like Ben Foster, or goalkeepers who have played for England, Watford, and they always give me advice on how we give back is by being the example. Don't look for leaders, be the leader. Don't look for the example, be the example. So if we're going to try and change it, we need to be the example first by looking at where are our children learning how to play? Where are the academy players learning, educating themselves? Because nowadays everyone does everything online. So I think it's a relationship between facilities and education. And again, we need people to get behind the country as well. Sponsorships are a big part of it, anything to do with grassroots football.
That's a good one. Of course, we need to invest into grassroots football. And now I can see a picture of Bevis Mugabe and yourself, the man who might be your idol, besides Masindo Nyango.
Me and him are in competition. He can't be my idol. I'll be shouting at him when we're playing. He couldn't dare. He couldn't dare. No way.
But how would you feel if you were in goal and Bevis is in front of you?
How would he feel with me behind him, you mean? How confident would he feel? Imagine looking at the lineup and you see a line of lions and giants. You look at that Uganda team, you say, you know what? I feel proud. You have that energy. I say, okay, but he's not my idol, but I respect him. He'll be a colleague and a teammate. And I'm sure one of the biggest parts of being a winner is a winning changing room. And when you're around winners, the conversations are always very different, because everyone's thinking on the same wavelength. How do we get the win? What do we need to do? Are we all committed to the cause? And that's what I'm here to express to you today. But I'd like to say well done to yourselves for keeping your ear to the street. That's what it's called, your ear to the street. Because you're keeping your fingers in your thumbs. You're finding out what's next. This is the story that everyone wants. Who could have thought it? Almost like a lost prince in the UK comes back to come and play for his country. And his only desire is to get the opportunity. I'm not demanding it, I'm earning it. That's what I'm here for. And you're the one who's got the story.
Yes. And you'll get your chance. My only disappointment would be the opportunity comes for 90 minutes. You in that goal, and maybe you get injured. Sorry, I don't want that to happen to you. Or you give us the best and we're like, yeah, I hosted him. He went for the national team. We beat a team like Senegal, him in goal. That would be the best you can ever. Whenever you get a chance to play for the national team, just know that keeping a clean sheet is important, 1. 2, the opportunity has come. take it as your last opportunity for the national team. I mean, I will tell you, I watched a game between Netherlands and Italy in 2000. Francesco Toldo was actually replaced Gigi Buffon, who had a broken hand in the tournament. Now, the game starts, you're playing against Netherlands, and in the Amsterdam Arena, by that time it was Amsterdam Arena, not Johan Cruyff Arena, you're coming up against 4 attackers, Bodo Zenden, Mark Overmars, Patrick Kluivert, and Dennis Bergkamp. Your name is Francesco Toldo. And in the first 15 minutes, Zabota is sent off. Now you have 3 defenders in Alex Nesta, Paul Cannavaro, and Paolo Maldini. And Francesco Toldo made saves from out of this world. So that made him. And what made him not come back to the national team was because Buffon was better. When Buffon got back into the playing, Toldo went back to the bench and he couldn't have what to play on the bench. So what am I trying to drive at here? The goalkeepers who make their debuts, on their debut, they impress. Rio Ferdinand made a statement and said that when I hosted him here in 2017, I think, before Emmanuel Bue came in, he said that when they looked at David De Gea being signed to replace the big Edwin van der Sar, they were all wondering how could the coach come up with such a young boy. Vida, Gary Neville, and Patrice Evra are big people, and you have a keeper behind you who don't trust. But he said that one of the things he loved about the young boy then was the attitude, was the confidence, because they told them that, yes, I am young, but I can feel the boots of Edwin. I can do it. And on his debut, he made saves. And said when I saw when after the game they went to watch it to see how he performed, and Ferdinand said that after seeing those reflexes and saves, I got the confidence that he's the right man to replace Edwin van der Sar in goal. So your debut is as good as what you give it. If you get your chance to play and make those reflexes and saves, everybody will say, where has George been? Why wouldn't we have him? We have wasted so many years having people who cannot do this.
You can't use the word wasted because of the keeper before me.
Okay.
You can't say wasted, but the point I would make is that I believe in God.
Yeah.
I believe in timing.
True.
And the opportunity comes, you do what you're supposed to.
Okay.
There's no doubt in my mind or question that it's down to the coach to make a decision and you back him.
Okay.
That's how it works in football. The manager makes a decision and you back him.
Okay.
If the manager believes that I'm the right man for the job, he plays me and I do my job.
Okay.
That's what it's people complicate business. It's a simple game. Score more goals than the opposition, let in less goals. You win.
Okay. I have a message here from Patrick Guayamba. There's actually somebody who grew up in Spurs, in Tottenham rather, and he has an academy here. He says that, good morning, I would like to invite him over to visit the academy kids. How long are you here? Patrick would love to see to see you visit his academy.
Where is he based?
He's around Kampala. We can arrange that and you visit his academy. Okay, Patrick, he says that he can come and see the boys, how they are. Another message here is from a guy called Tony. He says that, Ruben, thanks for the show. Thank you for bringing up George to the UBC screens. Indeed, you are the national broadcaster. I would want to ask George, how long has he followed the national team?
How long
have you followed the national team?
To get in?
Have you followed the national team?
Since I was a child.
Okay.
Where else?
So James says that by the look of things.
Let me not. Sorry, to go back to that question. There's a difference between following and believing that it's your time. Okay. The whole time I've been studying who's been there before me.
Okay.
So when the legend was in goal before, I've got a vision board in my room, and it's a picture of the national team. Okay. So every time I've been working, it's always been, how do I get that opportunity? How do I get that opportunity? Because in England, you've got the Premier League, and I think it's 0.1% or 0.9% players from the UK can actually make it into the Premier League. But there's a few that do it, the Jamie Vardys.
Yes.
So there's people like that who remind you that in football you can do something incredible, which is why that Uganda team has been on my vision board for this long to make me say, one day I'll do this, one day.
Okay, James says that from the look of things, I see a tower, Ruben, next to you. I've always bragged that you're the tallest man in Uganda until George comes into Uganda to dwarf you. He has dwarfed you. But my question is, where can he, or no, where can we train with him to see how good he is? Okay, Jim, you don't have to train with somebody to know how good he is. Just go to YouTube and see the clips. If not, wait when he gets his debut for the national team. That's when you would see how good George is. You can't ask how good he is before watching him play. And you only ask the national team to give him a chance in a friendly somewhere against Malawi. Let's have George in goal, and then you come back and say, he's a good goalkeeper. He can do it. Do what Onyango used to do. But you can't start saying that you're going to.
He does ask a good question though, because he could type on YouTube SE Dons,
okay.
So SEDONS, or he could type in Big G, which would be BIG_GKAM.
Okay.
So these are places as well as Soccer AM. So there's more than enough places where you can find footage. But like you say, let's get the game on.
Yes.
Let's get the game on.
No, you don't.
What are you waiting for? Let's get the game on.
If I'm a good boxer, I have to face you in the ring to see if you can beat me up.
Sparring and punching a punch bag does nothing.
So let's have his debut and then judge him after one game and say, oh, he's
Why
good.
did you say Malawi? Have you got a problem with
No,
it?
Malawi is a team that we have always asked out to play against a friend, and they have accepted.
Yes.
They have not let us down, and they always get good results against them.
Yeah. Okay. So that would be a nice debut.
Yeah. So Julian says that I would love to get his contact. He's a good contact, and he did talk about the youth, and of course Uganda has lacked a man like him who would come out and speak facts about motivating the youth and encouraging them that they can be the next stars. Oh yes, that's from Hassan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hassan.
Then Solomon says that, Ruben, good morning. Good to have George on the show. But where is SE Dons and what is SE Dons?
So SE Dons is the biggest grassroots team in the UK and the world.
Yeah.
We promote hard work and dedication. We're on YouTube and we're sponsored by people like Puma. And what we're trying to do is motivate more people to play football at the highest level, you know. And the way we're doing that is by the simple message: never forget where you come from.
True.
So if you play on the muddy pitches and they're not flat, and then you see those people playing on the grass pitch and you think, oh that's perfect, I wish I was playing there. That's what will ground you. That's what will get you to the top. When you're in a normal car, maybe even a bicycle, or walking to school, and then you see people with the nice cars driving past you, don't worry, when you get to that top level, you remember where you came from.
True.
When you go from not having anything possible to then getting to the top, you always have to remember, you've got to play here before you play there. So it's the grounding that we're trying to encourage, and that's what I represent, and it comes from being able to humble yourself and having somebody above you, which is God. So that's why SE Dons has been able to reach so many people all over the world. I arrived in Entebbe Airport, I met a Ugandan SE Dons supporter straight away. Straight away. Yeah. That's what SE Dons is. It's global.
Okay. Okay. Another message here comes from him. That's the name. Who says that good to have George on the show, and of course let's look out for other stars like him to grace our national team. But the question, Ruben, is who is his footballing idol, both locally and internationally?
So you already know my local one.
Local is
don't you dare say Bevis. Don't you dare. Don't you dare say Bevis. It's crazy. So my actual one was Peter Schmeichel, the Great Dane, and I work with Soccer AM, which is a live television show in the UK, and I was actually able to meet him and speak to him, and it was incredible because again it showed I'd worked so hard to go from here to then meeting him was an incredible experience, and he even said to me, you can do it. And it's the message I tell anyone who's working hard. I always say to them, my goal is to play for Uganda. That is what I've always dreamed about doing, and to do something that incredible, I can only imagine how many people it will reach, because it will show you that hard work, dedication can get you anywhere. And it's somebody who doesn't think like me would probably think, why does this mean so much to you? Do you know where I come from? Do you know where my family's from? I've never asked for anything.
Yeah.
I'm not here because I'm the son of the late Jimmy Mugenyi. I'm not here because of that. You're not here. It's because I've earned the right to be here.
True.
I've never asked for anything. True. But the thing I'm asking for now is an opportunity. But that's still not saying I want it to be given to me. I've got to earn it.
Okay, that's very good. That there's nothing that comes on a silver plate. He wants to earn it. He wants to make his debut. He wants to show Ugandans that he can be that goalkeeper they want. He can be a certain Donnarumma in Uganda here, and we can make him a Donnarumma if you have confidence in him, if you give him a chance, and or maybe a Thibaut Courtois. You know, Jagana loves Thibaut Courtois. But anyway, Tom says that in Uganda here, Ruben, we have our clubs we support, and we have our idols. Okay, this idol, like you said, is the Big Den, the man who kept go for Man U. That's Peter Schmeichel, the father to Kasper Schmeichel at Leicester City. So that is his idol. If you want him to mention Messi, he cannot. Now on your screen is his idol, and that's the Big Den goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel, the man who saved the penalty in '99 when Arsenal played Man U. Bankup stepped up, and everybody thought it's a goal, and the commenters say that this is why they did Peter Schmeichel. He came up and made that big save that earned them qualification to the next to the finals.
Don't forget he also won them the Euros.
Okay. In '92, that is true. Anyway, but you love Peter Schmeichel so much.
Yeah.
People thought that they would mention about Messi, Maradona,
I don't like strikers. I don't like strikers.
You want keepers and defenders.
I don't like strikers.
So who's your best defender?
Rio Ferdinand.
Rio Ferdinand.
And he grew up not too far from obviously where I grew up as well.
Okay.
And he played for Manchester United. And
you
he was a
Man
captain.
U? You love Man U?
Yeah. They're breaking my heart now, but I love them. But
so the man, which of the Man U's do you love? The Ferdinand
we're not going to see that for a while. But Ten Hag has got a big job in front of him. But Man United breaks your heart. Even Ronaldo's talking about leaving.
You don't listen to hear that.
Please
anyway, we have another question here or comment from the guy is called FDC. I don't know whether it's a political party or a name, but it says that I am glad that there's someone who comes out to say I don't want anything but to play for my national team. That is patriotism, Ruben. You have always preached patriotism, Ruben, and now that is the man who has showed more patriotism to Ugandans than anyone else. Can you give him a chance, Fufa? Okay, that's from FDC. Fufa, I know Fufa is people from far watching from Mengo. Kajowa, Fred, you are watching Kisitu. This is a goalkeeper who wants to be part of the national setup, and he doesn't want you to think that he's looking out for it. He wants to earn it. He wants to show you that I can keep goal and I can be that big keeper you want to replace Dennis Onyango. Maybe he wants to be himself, not an Onyango, but himself, and he knows that he can represent the country, and we get back to what we used to play as the national team. Just imagine George KAMURASI in goal and Bevis plus other defenders be in front of him, and we bring back the Africa Cup of Nations at home. That is 23 if we get a chance to qualify. I think we will, and with him in goal, maybe we can, maybe we cannot. Anyway, Germany is currently producing over 700 professionals every year for different leagues. That's Bundesliga, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A. And this investment has helped them produce some of the best players and coaches. How can we build academies here to nurture talents that can be exported to the rest of the world?
So whoever sent that in, is that you who said that? Because that means you're good at your job. If that's you, you're incredible at your job. If not, whoever got you that fax is incredible. Give that person
let me own it. It is me.
Okay,
it
well
is
done,
me.
Yeah. So in that case, I was going to say investment. Investment and relationships are key. You must understand that the professional clubs have to build relationships with their local communities.
Yes.
That's how you get the best talent rising to the top, as well as being able to make things global. Uganda needs support from these other leagues. How many Premier League players have we got? How many Bundesliga players have we got?
Nobody.
how many in the Scottish Premier League? Obviously, you've got the likes of Bev, and there's others that have been there. But we have to build those links with the strong teams to then be able to give back to the grassroots. And you talk about Cristiano Ronaldo.
True.
Manchester United forms a relationship with Sporting Lisbon, and then you've got the players from Madeira coming through and other places. People like, you've got Atletico Bilbao, they only sign players from that actual area.
Yes.
Because they understand the importance of rising talent from there.
Yes.
Uganda needs to build relationships all over the world to be able to do these things.
Okay.
That's the best way of doing it.
Okay, the two idols in front, in the middle is actually George KAMURASI, the SC Dom's keeper, and these two idols, that is Peter Schmeichel, the Big Den.
Can you see who they play for? Can you see who they play for? They both play for Man United.
That is true.
It's heartbreaking to see. But no, but those are...
But I have issues with Man U. I would have actually mocked you with questions here about money, but I won't go there because I've seen a Man U.
Well, who do you support?
AC Milan. I support Italy.
So you went for the Italian league,
for the Maldinis and the Nestas and for the Serie A. But anyway, but Jürgen loves Chelsea.
I keep hearing whispering Chelsea. Chelsea.
He loves Chelsea.
You know what, John Terry? I'm somebody who I know as well. I'm going to share this with him and tell him that we found a Chelsea supporter.
Okay.
So we'll make sure we reach
man
him.
with hair.
No, I'll tell you what.
Okay. Back to about this George. I know that. You, as we wind up, because time is not our best ally, I know that your desire to play for the national team, you feel it inside you that I can play for this team, I can contribute to my country, and I like that, I love that. Few can come out to say that I can contribute to my country. So, if you are given a chance to play for the national team, what message would you have for the youngsters?
I think it's easier said than done, but God is good. And the reason I say that is because when I lost both my parents, I couldn't understand why. I lost my mum when I was 14, my dad when I was 26. My sister lost both her parents at 18. She's my younger sister. And when she would ask me, like, why has this happened? I would always say the same thing. I believe in God, and He's good all the time. So whether you believe that this is unfair or just trust in Him. So when you're in a situation where you don't know why you're in this pain, I'd say pray. I'd say pray, and God is good all the time, through your good and your dark times. And when you feel like you're alone, that's when He's carrying you, and you don't know it sometimes, and you have that doubt. But I would be saying that in this situation, this is a testimony to God's power. So if you're in a situation where you don't know why you're going for a rough patch or you're going for a really good patch, never forget. I have my screensaver says, God, never let me get too busy to the point that I forget you, or I can't hear you. So those children and adults who are out there, I'd be saying, never lose your faith and keep going.
Okay. Wow, that's a wonderful message from George. And from that, I cannot add on unless George has something else to say. Anything else to say, George?
Thank you. We're very
Okay, that's been George, and I know that those who have been watching, thanks so much for watching. Patrick Gwayamba, George says he's going to visit the academy. But can you get here, Patrick, in the next 20 minutes to talk to him maybe and see if it is possible? If you can't, then I think I'll share his contact with you to see if he can come and see the boys and encourage them. I like the words of wisdom George has for the young ones, for the future. You know, that we need people like George to encourage the youth that you can do it. You can contribute to your country. And as like George says, give him that opportunity, Fufa. Let him have his debut. If he has his debut, and if he's not good enough, well and good.
Well,
but
guess
give him a
what?
chance.
I'll be back here and you'll be telling me, oh, what happened? It's not going to happen.
Yes.
Listen, opportunity, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I agree. Okay.
Let's do
it. We shall do it, George.
Okay.
We shall. Just be confident. Just know that we'll get your chance. And we shall do it. But if you get here and tell me that I didn't have a good debut, I won't listen to that. You must, if you get your chance, use it. Okay? Use it. Make those references. Make the saves. Let's be proud of you and say, I hosted him. I hosted him. He has done it. So what do you want from me? If I was even tell God that making me meet George, I made the national team get a goalkeeper. And that is it.
They will never know how cold you was to me outside in the reception room. But now you're laughing and joking me. I remember that look. You've got a deal. You've got a deal.
Okay. Have yourselves a lovely day. And of course, I will be here tomorrow, 6 a.m. To take you through. And thank you so much, those who have sent me messages. Unless I have another message here. Unless otherwise, but I think we've got to go. That is the time for us to leave. Okay. Derek, George is a wonderful inspiration to this country, and we hope to have more Georges in the future. Yeah, Derek, that is it. I've got to go. Some other messages are so many, I will not read them, but I promise to bring George here the next time he gets into the country. I'll get him here, but only when Fufa and Fred Kajoba gets our voice right. Let's give him a chance. Let's see how good he is. Let's respect the fact that he wants to play for the national team. He wants to be part of the setup. He wants to contribute to this country. And he knows he can do it. Let's give him a chance. Have yourselves a lovely day. Bye for now.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Did you know it is mandatory to have all births registered and a birth certificate issued?